right now so we can all watch this again. All right, guys. So we're here on Friday, and we have a special guest, Josh Weinberg, our main man. We all know and love Josh Weinberg as well. So Josh is the co-founder of Weinberg Choi Realty, which everybody knows, and with Keller Williams. Josh has been around in the business for 16 years. He started off working for a developer, a builder. I believe it was Pulte Homes, correct, Josh?
Yep.
For the first 3. And then 13 years ago, him and Tommy had a great vision and wanted to start Weinberg Choi Realty, which they started as their own little boutique firm, and then joined Keller Williams, Chicago, Lincoln Park, launching it about 3 years ago. So last year, Josh and Tommy's team in 2019 did 131 closed homes for $65 million. Great job, bud. Was that your best year?
All right, it was our second best year.
Second best. All right. So great job, man. You guys are leaders in the industry, and we appreciate you guys. So Josh, you and I talked, and we talked again a little bit like we started with Melanie Everett a couple days ago with a quote. So Brian Chesky, who's the co-founder of Airbnb, said, "Culture is simply a shared way of doing something with a passion." All of us that know you know that you're very passionate, right? So tell me, how does that quote make you feel? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think of right away?
Yeah. So first of all, I love that quote, and I talk about this and think about this a lot about passion, and especially in our industry, and honestly for any industry, I talk about this a lot at the class I teach at CAR about passion. And right, we're all in this industry for a different reason, right? Everyone's motivated by different things. With that said, if someone is solely in real estate or any industry for that matter, just for the money, it doesn't matter how much money someone makes, they will get burnt out. Whereas if someone's doing what they truly love and care about and are passionate about, the money is a result, right? Rather than the other way around. So that quote really hits home with me because I am super passionate about what we do. And with that said, our why has changed significantly over the last 13 years, right? When we started, it was about the opportunity to impact a lot of lives, meaning our clients, and start a business and be very entrepreneurial and be able to support people in buying. Our why is all of those things now, along with truly seeing our team's success and everyone on our team have massive success and be able to build a legacy for them and their families. So that's what we get high off of, is seeing everyone else's truly like becoming the best version of themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Josh, you and I have lots of conversations. I'm fortunate enough to be able to hang with you a lot. And your passion for your team, right, is what drives you. I know that because you tell me that, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that your team members get what they deserve and what they want, right? So talk to me about that. How does your team culture, how does your team feel about culture?
Yeah. So, I think the thing is culture starts with, it starts with one or two people, but once you grow, or whatever the team looks like, or organization looks like, it's carried through by everyone, right? So that's the key in having everyone be like-minded. So one thing that we've done is, to me, I feel like also culture is more felt than it can be explained in words, right? Like I could sit here all day long and tell you how amazing our culture is within our team. And yes, people in our office and people in our industry and even people throughout Chicago do know how amazing our culture is. However, with that said, no one really totally gets it unless you're part of it, right? And I relate everything back to sports and music just because that's what I love. So I think about amazing cultures within like bands or their fans and or sports teams. But one thing we did for the first time actually, well, we do quarterly offsites where our entire team goes offsite. And we're talking about we're open up the hood and what's going on under the hood with what systems we need to continue to evolve, what we've been doing, right? And then what we need to do, because what worked for us a year ago won't work for us today. And clearly with what's going on right now, what worked for us 2 weeks ago won't be working for us today, right?
Right.
So what we did was we went around and we had everyone. I think this is really important, whether you're part of a team, whether you want to build a team, whether you're an individual agent and you still have those people around you, right? Whoever it is, I think, or individual person in business, the key is being aligned and sharing that vision. And so one way we did it was, instead of me just assuming that, hey, we have an amazing culture and everyone on our team's in culture, which I know we do. We went around and everyone on our team shared what we're a culture of, right? So now we know not just what I think it is, but what everyone feels within our organization, what our culture is. And there was so much overlap, and it was one of the most amazing activities we did. One, because we got to go to a really deep level, but there was a lot of overlap. And the main overlap was this, is that Weinberg Choice Residential is a culture of excellence, right? And what I mean by that is we're also a culture of family and growth and integrity, honesty. We're a culture of celebrating, right? We're a culture of expressing and sharing gratitude. I mean, we start every single day off with a huddle, or on Mondays, our team meeting, and we spend the entire first part, or in our huddles, almost the whole part, sharing what we're grateful for. And that has been one of the biggest things that has impacted us and taken us to such a deep level. Reason being is this: when we're sharing gratitude, it's not only us getting to a positive mindset of what we're grateful for and thinking about what we're grateful for. We get to know what's going on in each other's world, right? Because it could be someone sharing, I'm grateful for my barista at Starbucks because I grabbed the wrong coffee and they ran after me and gave me the right one. It could also be, I'm grateful for being healthy and here's why, right? And now we're connecting on such a deep level that we know what's going on in each other's world. We also know that if someone comes in the door and you can tell something's up, we typically understand why. And when someone truly, truly has each other's back, and it's not like, hey, I did this for you, so now you owe me one. It's not like that at all, because we have a culture of having each other's back and sharing and mindset of abundance, right? So that all those things culminate to something way bigger, more special than I could have ever imagined or tried to put together.
Yeah. No, I mean, Josh, you said some very impactful and powerful things there, and I have some questions on that. But okay, what about, so you talk a lot about your team, and it's a special unit that you guys have. What about the individuals that are on this call, that are, what's important to them? How do they find their culture if they're going at this, by themselves or with one other person, and they're attacking the business as a solo agent?
Yeah, great question. So I think the key is this: it's staying true to yourself, right? Figuring out what it is that you absolutely love, care, and are passionate about. And that doesn't just mean like real estate or whatever industry someone might be in. It's like, what are your core values, right? Figure out what your core values are. You might be an individual agent or one other person, but you still need to find that family of people that you can share with. And I talk about sports a lot, right? I guess what I would say is there's a lot of things that are a common thread between the most amazing teams or bands, right? And one of the things when I go around, when I share a talk I do on building the blueprint of building the championship team, is I talk about, right, what every team has, what every of the most successful teams have. It's a leader. And again, I'll bring it back to individual in a sec, but I'll explain why. It's leaders, right? It's role players. Here's the thing where a lot of people forget about. It's fans. So whether you're an individual person in your business or multiple people, it's about cutting together with those fans and understanding how you're connecting with them. And your fans are likely your clients, right? And it's people that are raving fans that are sharing everything and loving on you. And I think the best way to figure out your culture is truly figuring out what you're passionate about, what drives you, what you love, and staying true to yourself, because then you are going to attract like-mindedness in whatever you do.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, the raving fans part, right? The book, who is it? Ken Blanchard, right? Who wrote that book, Raving Fans? I think.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, that's a great book, and that you bring up a lot of good points there. So when you talk about successes, all right, how do you personally celebrate successes, and how does your team celebrate successes, and how do they feel about them?
So I'd say we celebrate in a lot of ways. As far as how we celebrate success, well, for one, every single month we have an outing, an event, whether it's going bowling, right? Because here's the thing, it's a grind what we do, right? And it's easy to get caught up in it. And I think it's important sometimes to take a step back and celebrating. So how we celebrate, we have a culture, we have a system around this. We literally have built out a system around celebrating. For example, we do our monthly social events that I was telling you about. We're celebrating birthdays, right? Not just within our team, within our clients as well, by writing a handwritten birthday note. But to our team, we're celebrating birthdays by going out and celebrating as a team. Another way we celebrate, this is a really easy thing to do without spending any money. So again, whether you're part of a team or not, you got to have those people that are holding you accountable and that you're sharing with. And a great way we do it is literally we do every month, we start over, we do a count up on how many clients we're supporting that month. Meaning, once we put a listing or a buyer goes under contract, we send out in our text thread a GIF of that number. So if it's number 1, we're sending either like a funny number 1 or like an Ozzie Smith jersey, something. So it's like, that is celebrating, right? I mean, we celebrate our little wins. I think it's important, especially right now, probably now more than ever. You know, I think in our industry and in any business, it's right. It's sometimes we can get caught up in the craziness and it goes in such waves that when you have that loss or whatever you want to call it, it's easy to get down. I think it's important to celebrate those wins, whether it's a little celebration or a big one. So those are some of the ways we do it. We celebrate by sharing our gratitude. We've been doing a monthly sales competition. Essentially, it's not just for how many clients under contracts. It's a new one every month. Like how many people are reaching out to that month, how many handwritten notes, and we're celebrating that by like having a gift card for the winner. We're celebrating by empowering each other, to be honest, right? What I mean by that is knowing that like there are so many awesome ideas and I don't know all of them. So we celebrate by knowing that other people within our organization, everyone within our organization, are gonna have better ideas than I am. We celebrate by people feeling confident and know that we're in a place of honesty where we can share these ideas because everyone brings value to the team.
J-Dubs, so your culture is amazing, right? On your team. What about the people who want to, who take risk, you know, in your business? Is taking risk in your business encouraged? And what happens when people fail when they take that risk?
Great question. Okay, first of all, I think everyone has a different definition of failure. Mine's changed. My definition of failure, I think, has changed drastically because I think I've had to think way bigger, and I have in the last, call it 3.5 years. Tommy and I have always thought really big and thought on a high level. Now we're thinking on a completely different platform. So when you're thinking bigger, you got to get outside your comfort zone. And what that sometimes means is changing what you're doing or being open to adapting. So as far as failure, the way I look at it is this, and I'll give you an example, okay? I'll give you an example with our team and how there's been, and for me, and then I'll tell you how it relates to everyone on our team. There's someone who used to be part of our team, amazing person. We still are in contact with her. We love her. And there was an opportunity where she wanted to go work abroad, okay? And my initial reaction to that, as she was going to be transitioning into a new role, was, hey, my first reaction was like, hey, that doesn't work because we have such a tight, amazing culture because we're all here and we're together because we are together every single day. We start every day together, right? It's funny now how this has changed virtually in the last 2.5 weeks. And my initial mindset was like, no, that can't work. I completely shifted it. I said, listen, if I'm not willing to try that out because I'm worried that it's not going to work out, that's failure. If we do it and it doesn't work out, that's not failure. That's just, some people call it failing forward. I look at it as like, it's a failure if we're not willing to take that risk. So I don't know if that helps to answer your question, but I think it's essentially we're all going to make mistakes. I think mistakes and failure are two completely different things. And not doing something because we're scared of failing is probably failure in and of itself. And doing it and maybe not achieving what we were ideally intending to achieve with it, that's not failure. That's just us willing to take that calculated risk, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. The legendary Julie Georger sent a quick question here that I'm going to ask, but I'm going to preface that question of Josh. I admire how you're hiring, right? How you follow a process and how you implement this process, and the team that you have built, you know, over a year or two has been awesome, right? That's why you're talking about the culture. So Julie asked, Josh, do you hire into the culture or hire on talent first and lead them into your culture?
Okay, great question. There's two things I want to hit on there. One is how our team is involved in that process with who's joining our team. I want to be clear, and I say our team, I literally consider everyone on our team, I consider them family. I spend more time with them during the week normally, not in the last 2 weeks, although we are still definitely having meetings. It's just like this. I spend more time during the week with our family at work than I do with my family at home, right? So yes, I think it is important to truly want to be around the people that you're in business with or you're surrounding yourself with. So to answer Julie's question, there's 4 main things that we look for when we have people that reach out that want to join our family. And we are so blessed and so grateful that people do want to join our family, and people are reaching out all the time. 4 main things are this. It starts with 1, being in culture. What I mean by that is sharing our belief system and giving back to the community, sharing what we feel in regards to how we support each other, right? Like people on our team literally are watching each other's kids and walking each other's dogs when they're not available, or watching their dogs when they're out of town. This is way bigger than just business. It's equally important that everyone's life is being impacted on a personal level, even maybe more than a professional level, because then it shows up when they can be present at home and present at the office. So 1, first thing is culture. 2 is sharing the vision. And what I mean by that is sharing the vision of what we're all building and creating together. Reason being is this. I'm like a math nerd. Everything I think of is math and like puzzles and stuff. The way I look at it is this. Right now, our team is 13 puzzle pieces. And you know, if you're doing a puzzle and you're missing like 1 or 2 pieces, you're like, shh, crap, this isn't complete. Like, where's that piece? Well, if only 11 or 12 of the puzzle pieces are there, it's not complete. Every person on our team is equally important as everyone else, and everyone's role is equally as important. That's where the magic happens. So it's the vision of what we're creating together. How I cast that vision when I'm meeting with talent who wants to join our organization. At the first in-person meeting, I'm going through and I'm drawing out what our organization looks like today. We have our growth chart or organizational or opportunity chart built out through 2023, and we are making tweaks to it every single time we look at it, and we actually need to add on and go through 2024. By sharing the vision of letting them know that this isn't a job, we're not looking for someone who's looking for a job. We're looking for someone who's looking to build a career. What I mean by that is this, is yes, we're going to talk with them about what's going to happen over the next 6 months or a year or 2 years and what their training is going to look like. But it's not just that. We're talking about, we truly want to get into business with people that we're going to be collaborating with for the next 25, 30 years. For some people, they don't get that, and that's okay. They're probably not the right fit. But that's what we look for when people are joining our family. The next thing is talent. That word talent is thrown around a lot. And I'd say here's the best example. So Jay-Z, I know you love music. I know you love Pearl Jam.
Correct.
I think we can all agree on here, whether you know Pearl Jam or not, you probably know Eddie Vedder. He's clearly a very talented musician, rock star, all of that. You put him on the soccer field, I don't know, maybe he's good at soccer, but he's probably not talent on the soccer field like he is up on stage. So when you hear the word talent, what's that?
He's not the same superstar on the soccer field.
He's not. So that's the key. Everyone in our team is in a highly focused mastery role that plays up to their strengths. And that's talent when you're in a role that truly plays up to your strengths. Why? Because I can confidently look any client of ours in the eye and tell them that every single person that they are going to work with is truly the best at what they do in all of Chicago and beyond, and I mean it, right? So that's talent when you're in a role that plays up to your strength. Here's the key, the 4th one, and this is one that I think a lot of people forget about, and this is probably equally or more important, and I'll explain why it's so important, is being in a role. Number 4 is being in a role that not only plays up to someone's strength, but that gets them excited to wake up to come in every day and fuels their fire to come in every day. Reason being is this. Think about it this way. If it's just the first 3, in culture, sharing the vision, talent, but they're not in a role or an environment or an organization or a team that truly makes them better and truly cares about them and truly they're passionate about, the difference is this. We make a hire, we're finding the replacement. If it's the first 3, we're finding the replacement 3 to 6 months down the road. The difference is when it's all 4 of those things, they're finding the replacement 2 to 3 to 4 years down the road because they're stepping into another role within our organization. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, Josh. Absolutely. So Josh, you say family a lot, right? Your team is family to you.
Yeah.
We all know that with family and any relationship, there's conflict. So how is conflict resolved in your organization, and you and Tommy as the leaders, how do you approach conflict?
Okay, here's the easiest way. We have something called that Tommy came up with. It's called laying the fish on the table. Meaning this, and I can't explain it. This part of it is the laying the fish on the table. It's good as Tommy, but I'll give you a summary. When you go fishing, you catch a fish, you don't just take it out and eat it. You're cleaning it, you're scaling it, you're cutting it up, you're cooking it, all that. So when there's something that needs to be addressed, it's laying the fish on the table. Whether that means, here's the key, is we do find out how we win and lose with everyone through our hiring process, right? So we do find out, does someone want that individually, Or do they want it right there and then? Do they want it in a message, on text? Do they want to be pulled aside? The key is if anyone has an issue or a problem or something that needs to be addressed, we're holding each other accountable. That's the key. Everyone on the team holding each other accountable. How conflict is the best way to have it addressed is going direct to the person that the conflict is between. Meaning this, if I have an issue with you, Joe, and I go to Krista on our team and talk about you, there's no way that issue is getting resolved. All it is high school BS. Whereas if I come to you direct and say, hey, Jay-Z, just want to let you know how much I love you and care about you. When you did this or when you didn't do what you said you were going to do, that really bothered me, man. And it's like, for us to really get to the next level, it was important for me to share that with you, right? Everyone's going to respond to that differently because some people are going to play defense to it. That is the key in understanding with everyone in your world. This is, I guess what I'll say is this isn't just about business, all this stuff we're talking about. It's about life, right? It's about what we're doing on a day-to-day. And whether it's your loved ones, your family, your spouse, your kids, truly understanding how they want to handle these situations, right? And for our clients, right? For our clients, think about it with our clients, is understanding how they want to be led. So it's no different with our team, our kids, our clients. It's truly understanding how do they want to be led. And, Joe, you taught us this. This is one thing you taught to us is, this is back to our clients, but I'll take this back to like resolution or like how to handle conflict. When we meet with our clients, after we built rapport with them at a buyer consultation or a marketing consultation, we ask them, our job is for you to have the perfect real estate experience. With that said, what does that look like for you? We let them share that with us for a number of reasons. I don't want to go so deep on that, but the key to that is this. By understanding if there's something that comes up, how they want to handle conflict or what things will bother them. Now, by knowing that up front, there's a way better chance that you're going to be able to stay ahead of it rather than chasing yourself later. So by being able to deliver, you're a lot more likely to deliver for whoever it is you're trying to deliver for, whether it's family, clients, teammates, your dog, even though your dog might not be able to talk to you, right? It's understanding how they want to be led and how they want to handle situations, and it's just doing it direct.
Well, I don't know, Josh. There's some text messages going out there with some dogs talking right now. So I think dogs are going to talk as well. So.
True.
No, hey, Josh Weinberg, let me ask you this. The world's changed a couple of weeks ago, right? Yeah. Everything is, everything is different. Everything is uncertain. We're not sure what's going to go on. And it seems like we're walking into the eye of this storm, where we're all hopeful that this was going to be ending about now. It looks like we're not, right? So how are you pivoting and how are you keeping your culture up? How are you keeping you are so, your positive energy just burns off on people, right? So how are you keeping positive and how are you keeping the culture up on your team right now?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I think the key is for all of us is no matter what role we're in, position we're in, no matter how positive our mindset is, there's times where it feels like, and we talked about this yesterday in the huddle with our team, where it's like, you're sitting there and you have a pile of stuff to do and there's a list to do and you're getting stressed out. And then it's like a weight being put on your chest and then another one and another one. The first thing is making sure that you are waking up, and there's one thing that we can control right now. We can't control the uncontrollables. However, we can control our mindset. And it's tough, especially in these times. The key is truly surrounding yourself with people that want to up your game, that love you and care about you, and truly will do anything for you to make sure that you're in the best position possible in everything you do. So I think that's super important, that if you're ever feeling like your mindset isn't there or you need to get to a positive place, think of who that most positive person or people are, reach out to them, and it's okay to share with them that you need that right now. I think all of us need a little or a lot more love right now than maybe we did a few weeks ago. And so I think the key is right now what we're doing, and we talked about this, we aren't changing the result. We're just changing the path to how we're getting there. So how we're doing that with our team, we're doing Zoom calls every single morning at 8:30 for our huddle. We're doing our Monday team meeting on Monday, because Mondays we do our bigger team meeting and Tuesday through Friday's huddle. We're doing it the same. It's just virtually. So yes, I can't hug them in person and touch and feel like I like to be in the room and truly I even said this actually yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't take much for granted, meaning I'm so grateful for everything I have and I love it. I like to do everything and be at everything and enjoy every moment. The one thing I realized that I maybe was taking for granted was the opportunity to be able to sit in a room and see someone's response other than if they're on mute because I'm seeing their head nod. Like, I like to like see it and feel it in the smile, and like you can just feel the energy. So I think the thing is literally just reaching out and loving on people right now. I don't think it's any different right now than from the standpoint of people just want to be loved on. Everybody needs it. And sometimes you look at certain people and you think they don't because they've got it, you know, they're totally good, whatever their role is, whatever they do. Everybody needs love. And I think it's truly just reaching out and caring on them. And I think the key that to all of that is really just understanding. And if you're not sure, if you're feeling that someone in your world, even if you don't know because you're not seeing them in person, if you're feeling like something's, maybe they're not like they're not feeling in the positive state of mind, it's okay to reach out to them and just say, hey, are you okay? Right? Maybe they are, but if they're not, they're going to share it with you, and it's letting them know that you're here for them. And I think that's the key.
Carla's saying that Josh Weinberg is the person I call when I need to be surrounded by positivity, and I cannot. Yeah, absolutely, I'm going. I'm going to support that statement. I talk to Josh a lot right now. So, Josh, I'm going to ask you to be vulnerable right now. What do you think happens here? Are you scared? One, and what is your positive outlook on what happens here, and what do you think? What do you think comes out on the other side?
I'm not scared. And I'm obviously you can tell I'm a very positive person, and it's also being real and understanding reality right now. What I know is this: we know that the market. When you say, are you talking about real estate? Is that what you want me to answer?
In general. In general.
Okay, so first I'll talk about real estate, and then I'll talk about in general. Our market will be impacted for at least the next 2 to 3 months, right? We don't know exactly what that means. It could be 2 to 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. It could be multiple years. We don't know that. I'm not scared, and it's putting a plan in place and communicating with everyone in your world to put a plan in place and setting the expectation right now that things are rapidly changing, and it's okay if we make a decision or change a decision or changes 2 days later because it's so day to day. I'm not scared. What I care most about right now is making sure that, one, everyone is healthy, my family, our team. I want to make sure that they can afford everything that they need. So I'm willing to not pay. Tommy and I both are willing not to pay ourselves until as long as we need to ensure that if that means paying everyone else and us not getting paid, that's what has to happen. So no, I'm not scared. It is being realistic. As far as like in the world, I think it's just, it's knowing that this is serious, what's going on. And I'm not saying to freak anyone out or scare them. It's serious from the standpoint of not even like business wise. Obviously some of you may know, some of you might not know. I have family that are being seriously impacted health-wise by COVID. And it's continuing to stay positive and continuing to love on people. And if you say, am I scared? No, I'm not scared, because I know that as long as everyone does their part, we're going to get through this quicker. What I also know is this: we are absolutely, it's not even a question, going to get through this and come out stronger on the other side, right? The key is everyone's going to have those days that are down. You got to get around those people or call someone, reach out, watch a funny video. I have a really funny video of like my son doing this really funny thing where he celebrated because I was bringing him to the Blues game a few weeks ago. Like, that makes me crack up. So whatever it is for you, literally just find it or reach out to that friend that makes you crack up and say, send me a funny video. So the long-winded answer is no, I'm not scared, and I'm being real. It's being real with what's going on.
And you think our real estate market, let's just talk in Chicago terms right now, you think the real estate market looks like what when we come out of this?
We're going to see what we're going to see is this. We're going to see, I honestly think there's a lot of things we're going to see. One thing that I know that I really think we're going to see is, think about how many people are at home, staying at home, and realizing how much more space they actually need or want, right? So there are going to be people who've been like, shit, I've been stuck in my house for a month and a half. I need more space, okay? So that's one. Two, there are going to be some people who, we don't know what the economy, like the stock market's going to do. So we don't know how much it's going to come back, how quickly. What I'll say is let's just say we do get over this in 2 or 3 months. There are going to be some people who could have bought a month ago that can't buy today or think they can't buy. So one is going to be a lot of education. Two, every decision we make needs to support what's best for our clients, not what's best for the business. Okay, meaning every decision we need to make is arming them with the info. I think we're going to see that pent-up demand come. What I think is real too, and we need to be cognizant of, is in an ideal world, we get on the other side of this far before the elections. Because if this runs right into the election, we're going to see those people sit on the sidelines that much longer because it's normal in an election year. And it just might mean that we have to go through the elections and then through the end of the year and then start it back up. There's always people buying and selling in Chicago. There will always be demand. The activities we're doing right now is going to be what impacts our business 3-4 months down the road. So the best thing we can do right now is literally just call, text, reach out to everyone and just love on them right now. But I think the reality is yes, our market is going to be impacted, and we just need to plan for it and earmark money and be very smart with what we're saving and what we're spending right now.
Awesome. Guys, feel free to add to the chat room any questions that you guys have, but I'm having so much fun. I'm going to keep asking questions if that's all right with all of you guys, because I love talking to J-Dubs. He's the man. But like I said, just put in the chat room here. But Olivia makes this good statement here, and I want to talk to you about this. Olivia Hayes, an important thing I hear you saying, Josh, is that we should not only be surrounding ourselves with people that bring positivity into our day, but also being around people that will challenge us to grow over the next few months. Growing doesn't stop when you need to start working from home. So Josh, my question to you is, what are you doing? What are you implementing in your team? How are you guys growing right now?
Yeah, so we've doubled down, and I know we hear that term thrown around. We are actually we were on a 15th protocol before this happened, meaning we put it in place when we were halfway through February and halfway through the first quarter, and we weren't actually at our goal. So what a 15th protocol is setting up, right? We break it down by months. So we have 12 months in our season, let's call it, like sports, how I relate it to. And we set goals based on the year, but we're not dividing it by 12 because we know seasonality comes in place. So what we did to set our goals was we put goals in place based on what our pipeline looks like, along with what percentage of our transactions each year we had done in the previous months, right? So what we did was we put a 15th protocol in place where we had to double down. So what that means is this: we have standards on our team. And the standards are every day 20 contacts, and a contact meaning, 20 touches, touching someone with a text, a Facebook message, a bomb video, a call. 5 of those have to be a call, and to 10 different people. So a call, leaving a message, and a text to someone, that's 2 touches, 1 contact. What we did is we put in place doubling that. So it's a minimum of 10 calls a day, 20 contacts, 20 different contacts, and 40 touches. So that's one thing we're doing. Right. Honestly, it's looking ahead at what expenses that we can cut out right now or we do not need right now. And when you say stronger and growth, it's to fuel the growth for the long run, because we don't want to just spend unnecessary money right now or ever, but especially now, to fuel the growth. What we're also doing is we put in place, especially we've done it on the sales side. We have 3 parts to our business: listing team, buyers team, operations. We're all one unit, but we have 3 different parts to the business. Everyone on the sales team has an accountability partner, because it's not on Krista, who's our lead buyer specialist, to be holding everyone accountable every single day asking for their numbers. That's just like, no one wants that. No one can do that. That is every week everyone sends them in. So what we've done is to hold each other accountable and up each other's game is at the end of every day, that person who's their accountability partner is reaching out to say, hey, how'd you do today? Where are you at? What can I help you with? Here's what worked for me. We hadn't been doing that before, right? So those are a couple of the ways. But it's honestly just staying in the learning zone.
That's awesome. Josh, most of these people being from Chicago, I got to ask you the question: is there a Jordan jersey to the left of that, Brian, or is it just Bryant and LeBron James?
There's a D-Wade jersey to the left of it. Okay. However, I do have a Jordan jersey. I just don't have enough wall space. And what I've learned in the last 2 weeks is we need more space, even though I knew it. So when we move into our new house, I'll have my Jordan, Magic, and Bird jersey up as well.
All right. We'll get that going. All right, Jen Johnson says, I think for us, it's similar to 2008 and 2009 in that you should double down on your marketing, which you just supported as well, right? You have the time and energy right now. Barry said it yesterday. Complete all the things you've been pushing off. Call, email, text clients every day, right? You obviously support that as well. And Lance said the same thing, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a system? Or how are you guys holding each other accountable?
Yes. First of all, here's the easiest thing we start our day off with. Although I know you guys might all be on mute, you can raise your hands. Who in here likes to be called on their birthday? Okay. How many of you get called, like text or a Facebook message from like some of your best friends and you don't even hear a call from them? Or you do that right now to your friends? right? Okay. Well, the easiest way to start your day is either open up Facebook and don't get caught up in the Facebook when you're starting your prospecting or lead gen time, and literally go down and see whose birthday it is. Now, I don't call like someone from high school that I'm like Facebook friends with that I'm not actually friends with, but I'm going through and calling everyone on their birthday that makes sense to call them. That list is clients, friends, like vendor partners, right? Just to love on them. I'm not calling and asking them for anything. All I'm doing is calling and letting them know I'm thinking about them, wishing them a happy birthday, and telling them how much I love them. That's such an easy way to start it off. Then how we do it is, yes, we have a system around it. Tuesday updates. And so we're calling everybody who's under contract or on the market to update them. Reason being is someone might say, well, that's not lead gen. That's just like calling people that are that are already clients. It is, but it's a systematic way to make sure that we're staying on top of it and they know what to expect. Wednesday, we're calling our hot leads. So that's 8s, 9s, and 10s. Anybody who's listing or buying in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days, we're calling every single Wednesday. Thursday is the letter of the alphabet. So if you've already gone through and called all these people, it's literally just going into either your Excel sheet or your database or whatever CRM you guys use, and going through and start with the A's if you haven't already, and literally just go through and start knocking them out and call as many people on Facebook and message and or text them, okay? And then whoever you stop on that day, you just call the next day. It's really simple. Friday is a day where I've actually kind of hit I'm not focusing on this as much right now. However, I'm not losing sight of building the bench, meaning building our bench with talent. Friday's usually the day I'm focusing on talent. However, right now, that's not that my main focus is more loving on everyone in our world so I can call on them as much as possible. But it's a very easy system. Here's the problem. We all get in our own way too much, and we all think way too much. And we literally start figuring out for the first 20 minutes who we're calling. It's like, let's just simplify it. Either print your list out the day before, know the letter you're starting on. So when the time starts that you've time blocked, you're literally just getting right into it. So that's our system. And right now it's just calling more people.
I'm going to get to a couple more questions, but Josh, I've been very fortunate to be able to sit by you while you run your business. And I know that you use BombBomb at a high level and you've been using it for a long time. For birthday messages, would you mind doing a little script role play really quickly of what that message looks like? And you could pretend it's, let's pick somebody here real quick. Actually, Melanie Everett sent the next message. So pretend it's Melanie's birthday. What type of message are you going to send via BombBomb?
I did 2 today over the phone, but I'll do the 2 messages. And one is a song, and I only do that for certain people because it's only people that I don't think is crazy. And Carla taught me this song, and it's like this. I'll be like, hey, Melanie, what's up? It's Josh. Happy birthday. H to the A to the P-P-Y, B to the I to the R-T-H, D to the A to the final Y. Happy birthday, Melanie. Melanie, have an awesome day. Thinking about you, sending love to you and your family, wishing you many more healthy and happy birthdays to come. Much love. Bye-bye.
That's awesome. Man, Melanie wishes it was her birthday.
I will do that on her birthday. When is it, Melanie? I'm sure I can look it up, but when is it?
We'll find out. She'll send it right.
July 8th. I will do that on July 8th.
Okay.
So the other one is if I'm not doing the song, it's literally just saying like, hey, Jay-Z, what's up, brother? Was thinking about you, man. Just wanted to let you know how much I love you. Happy birthday. Wishing you many more healthy, happy birthdays to come. I don't ask them, even when they answer. If they answer, I'm saying the same thing. And then we just talk about whatever. If it's a quick call, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if they answer, I leave a message. It doesn't matter if they never call you back. They know that you're thinking of them. I've had people who have literally said to me like, dude, you're the first person to reach out to me. You called me before my mom or my dad did or whatever. And it's like, they remember that. And in addition to that, we are sending a handwritten birthday card to every single person in our database. Jen, you asked what BombBomb is? It's essentially like a video that is it's integrated into an email. I'll send you one. Put your email on, and now I think I have your email. I'll send you one. It's a service.
Send her a BombBomb video, Josh.
What?
Send her a BombBomb video explaining what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a BombBomb video explaining what it is. But it's a way that we can interact through a video, and it's coming into your email. I'll send it to you.
Send it. Yeah, put it over. All right, so I'm going to hit some more questions here. Melanie says, Josh, do you send any sort of gift card to past clients on their birthday too, or stick to the genuine phone call?
Phone call and handwritten notes. Yeah. We actually literally we're about to start a new celebration touch, which we're going to do it just without the gift cards because we want to be smart about financials right now, where Anita, who's my amazing teammate, she is so awesome. She put this system in place to touch our clients along the way during the transaction, like with bombs, saying like, hey, congrats, we're out of attorney review period. Just wanted to let you know that we're one step closer. And then like we were going to do like a box with stuff they'll need for their home that we'll bring to the inspection. And then like a Starbucks gift card or a gift card for something in the neighborhood they're moving to. The only thing we're not going to do right now is the gift cards, not because it's not important, it is, but every dollar really matters right now. So I don't send gift cards on their birthday. People just getting a handwritten goes so long. There are so many people who will reach out like, I got your note, that meant a lot to me. And it comes from our team, it's from the whole team. It's not just from me, but if you're an individual agent, write it from yourself. Or if you're on a team and you want to write it for yourself, go do it, go for that.
Here's some powerful statement from our main man, the preacher, Frank Montreux, right? Frank has been through 37 years of market shifts. I think he's lying. I think he's only 21. So we will be okay, right? But here's what he says, very profound in my opinion. Overcome fear with action, right? Relentlessly pursue high ROI activity and stay in the moment, and you will be wildly successful. I've seen a bunch of these shifts over the 21 years I've been alive. So Josh, how do you feel about that? When he says overcome fear with action, relentlessly pursue high ROI activity and stay in the moment, and you'll be wildly successful. What's that mean to Josh Weinberg?
Well, first of all, I listen to anything Frank says because he inspires me on a high level. So I love him. I think there's two options when something like this goes on, right? Same thing. When the going gets rough, there's two options. You run away or you take it on and you just figure out a way to change up what you're doing and go after it. I think it is easy. And I want to be clear. I'm not like sitting here saying like, I got this all figured out and that like this, there aren't concerns. Like this is normal. Like there are thoughts going into my head that might not have gone into my head a couple of weeks ago. And it could be from a culmination of things. But I think the key is if you're feeling that way, it goes back to what I said before. You need to just share that with someone and ask someone to help you, right? It's mind share. It's exactly what we've been doing every single day this week, sharing with people what is working for each of us.
Mind share, baby.
It's what works for what's working for that person. It's going head on at it, and it's knowing that it's okay when we're going to make mistakes, and it's okay to be vulnerable and real with the people that you love and that love you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Josh, what do you do in your team huddles besides gratitude?
So we started off with gratitude, then we go into housekeeping, right? So anything that we need to know, the team needs to know, or someone needs to know, that it could be accountability or it could be something that's outstanding. We go through and we go through motivation. Honestly, almost our entire huddle, the majority of it is gratitude. And honestly, the entire huddle almost for the last 2 weeks virtually has been gratitude. And it's important. And gratitude goes to a lot of different places, but it's gratitude, housekeeping. So we handle stuff for the business that needs to be addressed. Also, just like any situations that are going on with clients that everyone needs to know about or someone needs to know about, and inspiration, motivation.
All right. I got a couple housekeeping things that I want to talk to you guys about next week. Hold on, a new message just came in. Oh wait, Maria, I think Maria, can you give me a thumbs up? Have you been on every single one of these? You are awesome. Cheers. Thank you to that. That's been awesome. How will technology change the market even more moving forward?
I think video has been an important part for a while. I think that there is a chance that when we come back, even though when we come back and get together in person, I think there's going to be some people who are going to do a lot more virtually, whether that means more virtual open houses because it can touch more people, right? I think there's going to be some of this carryover even when we can do stuff in person. As far as technology goes, I think that technology is changing so quickly that like it's really tough to say what we're going to be able to do in a year, 6 months, even regardless of whether this happens. So I do think it will change, but I think there will just be more of what we're seeing right now, complemented and parlayed with what the in-person stuff. And I think we're realizing that you can reach a lot more people through video and Facebook by doing those open house or showings like Alex did that showing through on listing, and I loved it. He like started off and he's like, "Welcome to 40 East Delaware." It was like he was doing a showing, and there were people commenting on his client because his client said something. So then their sphere started their friends and family and sphere started commenting. We can just reach more people. So I think it's going to be like that compound effect, if that makes sense.
Well, in our world with the brokerage we represent, right, Josh, we hear a lot about it being, that we lived in a world that it was always agent-led, technology-enhanced, and that now it's going to turn quickly to technology-led and agent-enhanced, which is not a bad thing. It's just, technology is going to lead it. Do you believe in that?
Here's the key, and I think this is important for technology and social media. Neither of them replace the personal interaction and relationships. What they do is they complement them. So not to say that shouldn't be a huge lever in your business, the technology, and I do think that, yes, it's they complement each other. It's maybe technology is a huge resource to make someone, an agent, be able to do more with their time in less amount of time. So be able to do more business by doing less, right? Because of all the tools we have access to. But I think some people get it twisted. And I was on a panel a couple of years ago, and I remember this, and I said, it was a social media panel, and I said, make sure that you liking a comment doesn't replace you actually calling someone or reaching out to them, because it doesn't replace the human interaction. It just complements it.
That's awesome. Josh, we're going to wrap this up here, but guys, for you guys that are still on, one, we truly appreciate you. We're super grateful for you guys joining. And two, next week's going to be awesome. We are starting off next week with Charlie Oppler. Charlie Oppler will be the 2021 NAR president. Okay, so the National Association of Realtors president is going to speak with us. I am going to be on the call, but I believe that Tommy Choi, given his relationship, will probably lead it more than I will. But what they're going to go over is what NAR is doing for their members. They're going to highlight the programs that they're putting in place and really kind of talk about what NAR is going to look like when this is all done. So please tune into that. Tuesday, we're going to have Steven and Steven, you're doing it right on Tuesday. Am I right on that? You unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yes, I will be there along with Aaron Mandel.
That's right. I forgot if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, so thanks for confirming that. So Tuesday, Steven's going to be with Aaron Mandel. They're going to be given a great topic as well. And then Wednesday, we're going to have two people from Atlanta, Georgia, that run a very successful, high-touch, high-sphere-based business of over, I think, 350 units. Andy Peters and Leslie Peters are going to be sharing what they're doing virtually and how they've sold about 20 homes since the virus has hit. So tune into those. All right. Super grateful for you guys. Appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend. Jen, I will send out another link. Yes, you will see it. And it will be the same link pretty much, but you will absolutely see it. And have a great weekend. Love you guys. Cheers.
Love you guys. Hey, Joe, today's Leslie's birthday, and I did sing the song to her.
Great job. Cheers.
See you guys. Have an awesome week.